Hey everyone, we got some more tweets hot off the press. We're going to dive into those. Part 2 of the tweets that changed Diablo 4 forever. Coming your way. See you on the other side. Okay everyone, hot off the press. Pez Radar showed up tonight. Adam Fletcher, you guys know him. He tweeted tonight, "We will be announcing the date for the Diablo 4 developer update live stream next week. We are targeting first week of October to go over the details." Now, Season 2 is going to go and launch on October 17th. First week of October, I would imagine, would be the first live stream. Therefore, setting up the second live stream on the second week of October, probably days before Season 2 will launch. That's kind of my guesstimate. Now, as they've said, there's so much stuff to talk about. So 4 hours worth. So I would imagine Adam is referring to the first week of October being stream number 1, live stream number 1, 2 hours. Second live stream on the middle of October, and then again days before Season 2 launching. So this is Adam Fletcher's tweet tonight. And then just very quickly, a couple of replies to his tweet, which, by the way, has gotten 15,000 views. Now, I understand that's not massive, okay? However, a lot of you keep coming down on me about talking about Diablo 4. Meanwhile, anytime I go on Reddit, I go on Twitter, on my Diablo 4 content, which, by the way, out of all the content I create, it's leaps and bounds gets the most exposure and reaction by a country mile. So to those of you that continue to tell me it's dead, it's this, it's that, I don't know. To me, numbers don't lie. Like, every time I see a tweet about Diablo 4, there's a ton of reaction to it. Reddit, a ton of content, etc., etc., etc. So the reason why, well, there's two reasons why I continue to talk about it. I'm passionate about the game, and I want to see it succeed. So I'm going to continue to talk about it until it's dead. I'll be the last one talking about it, most likely. Okay? But anyway, as a follow-up, so Adam did this tweet, and then just to read a couple of follow-ups. So an announcement. So Bex at Bex Says Words says, an announcement of an announcement of an announcement? Question mark. And Adam chimes in, like, talk about they got balls, man. Like, talk about doubling down. Adam responds, "You better believe it. Now people will leave me alone." Like, wow, you better believe it. So they're not backing down, man. Like, I gotta give it to them. I really do have to give it to them. And then, anyway, same kind of rhetoric. Actually, there's a couple of nice comments. There always is, actually. There's always a handful of people that say thank you. And you know what? That's great to see, because it is a thankless job. And to be honest, Adam is not the issue here. So unfortunately, he gets a brunt of all the BS. So that's the way it goes. That's his line of work. Of course, he's the communicator of the news, the deliverer of the news. So unfortunately, he's going to get the backlash as well. All right. So let's dive a little bit into the comments my video part 1 has gotten. And first of all, thank you very much. In literally 24 hours, it's, over 3,000 views. So thank you. For me, a small little channel that I am, you know, anytime I get those kind of numbers on one of my videos, obviously I'm happy. So thank you for that. Thank you for the support. We've gotten a bunch of comments. I'm not going to read them all, but I just want to provide, you know, some of the flavoring of what you guys are saying. And I want to interject and put a voice to your comments on my content. You guys are a big part of the growth of the community of my channel. So you guys deserve to be heard and seen. So, you know, hopefully you guys don't mind. But 4 hours of campfire, lots of new stuff, 30 minutes interchange. More than 3 hours of exciting cash shop features. That's oh, and if you guys don't mind, just because I don't know whether or not you guys want to be, you know, want your names to be said, I'm not gonna read your names. Obviously, people can read them, but I don't want to, you know, take it to that point just in case you guys are not comfortable with it. So it's not that I'm ignoring reading your name. First of all, I'll butcher it. You guys know I mispronounce a lot of things. But I'm doing that just because out of respect for you guys. Okay. Okay. As usual, good vid. Oh, okay. This is just a compliment. And Walt Martin he's a beast. I love him. He's a huge supporter. Okay. Hi, Sammy. Found your channel a few days ago. I'm already on the yeah, sure side if it comes to season 2. I haven't touched season 1 mostly because it didn't change enough for me to feel fresh. And if the season 2 talk is 75% stuff that should be there unreleased and 25% new content, we really have to talk seriously with Blizz. Look, I agree with you, and a lot of people got to this part. I haven't touched season 1 mostly because it didn't change enough for me to feel fresh. Okay. And for a lot of people, the barometer was either short or long. For me, it was long. It took me a long time I hit boredom, but it took me a long time to walk away from that. I just continued to grind even though it was boring, repetitive, you know? So that's one side. And then there was people like, I'm assuming this person in the community that saw it was repetitive. Not much changed from the original launch, and they're like, okay, it's same old, I'm gone. So I totally get that, and I bet a lot of people, depending on how quick you got there, we all got there, let's be honest, right? All right, the fact that it's been 6 months and they're still trying to figure out how to distribute XP properly is a huge red flag in my opinion. Kudos for your optimism, but please brace yourself. LOL. Oh, that's too funny. What is this guy? Red flags everywhere, but the most glaring for me is their response on vulnerability damage. They didn't foresee how it would force every player to stick with skills that have consistent vulnerable applications. Yeah, it's remarkable. Excellent point, by the way. Remarkable that they designed a game that basically funneled every single player into using the 3 same damage skills, right? Like, and vulnerability was one of them anyway, right? So it's mind-boggling, especially if you go back and you look at the videos about what Diablo 4 was going to be as a game, and they talked about playing how you wanted to play, and total customization of classes so you could play like you want to play, do the end game content how you want to do it, right? Like all X's, everything. If you go back and you watch pre-launch, all the videos and the hype about the launch of Diablo 4, none, I don't know. I haven't found anything that really was 100% accurate. So very good point. The fact, like, I don't understand the logic. You would think they would make all classes viable and all damage types viable. Like, it doesn't make sense, right? But hey, it is what it is. Okay, consistent. Then they try to remedy it by nerfing 50% of everyone's vulnerability. Well, if you guys have watched my previous videos, and there's one, and I keep referring to this video, but I don't want to pat myself on the back, but there's a lot of things I said in that video, why Blizzard can't fix the game. And if you go in my Diablo 4 playlist, you'll find it. Actually, you know what? I'll put a link in the comments section on this video. But they did this not because they were worried about the vulnerability. It's too late. They already pigeonholed us into only making 3 important. And vulnerability was one of them. They did that nerf because we were going to the end game too quick, so they had to slow us down. Okay, that's why they did that massive patch note that nerfed the shit out of everything, because they're looking at the live numbers and they're like, holy shit, everybody's getting to the end game too quick, slow them down. Okay, and that video that I made reference to goes into all that detail. So not only did it feel bad, they also missed the fact that it's still the most important state in the game. People still have to get it. It's just now harder. How are they even functioning as a company? These aren't my words. It's nobody raising any hands when there's a bad idea. He asked the question. Well, great question. But in all honesty, we don't know what's going on internally. For all we know, they're freaking yelling at each other. Now, people have left the Diablo 4 development team, and they are hiring a lot of positions. If you go on the Blizzard job site, and I did the other day, just to see, I was curious about this season, the lead season design job that we talked about 4 or 5 videos ago, or actually maybe more. I was curious to see if that position was still there. It wasn't, so they may have filled it. But there are many jobs for Diablo 4, all development, all on the development team. And that aligns to what we've heard, that there's been many people leaving the Diablo 4 team. I 100% agree with this take. Season 2 will either bring D4 to where it needed to be from launch, or it will kill this game. And that's the point of the previous video, guys, is this tweet that Rod Ferguson did, in my opinion, has put them, he's basically drawn a line in the sand with the player base, not internally, with the player base. That's the way I see it. They're already pissed off. And by him coming out and doing that tweet, we have so much stuff to talk about. That's a line in the sand. That's the way I take it. And for me, season 2 is make or break. And you have to watch the first video to understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. So if you haven't watched the first video, go and watch it. If the 5 bosses are phased and they are random rolls for the phases you encounter, that could be exciting. Who knows what the 5 new bosses for Season of Blood are going to be? Again, I've stated my position on that. Good point, by the way. Thank you. I personally think there's going to be, you guys know there's going to be a gear check, right? Starting at level 55. And again, guys, I talk 90% Diablo 4. So I basically have a video for everything I'm about to say. So if you're new to the channel, go to my Diablo 4 playlist, start from the beginning, and you'll know how we got here. But my rationale on how the 5 bosses, new bosses for Season of Blood are going to go is 4 of them are going to be used during the gear check process, and those 4 are reskinned. I'm guessing they're going to be campaign bosses, okay? Bosses from the campaign that we never see again. They're going to be reskinned, rebuffed, tougher. You know, instead of taking half a second, it's going to take you 1 second to kill them. Sorry, couldn't resist. And then we're going to have one new boss like that we haven't seen before. I suggested in a prior video, it's going to be like a Lilith encounter, so another boss. But who knows? I might be wrong. Time will tell. I'm just assuming with the information we have, right? So that's my guess. We need David Brevik back to lead defense. Okay. I have the hopium. I've never heard that. Hopium. For them to really pull it through at this stage, it is hard for them to go much lower. Ain't that the truth? There really is. There is no lower point, guys. Like, nobody's playing the game. I checked today. There was under 800 people watching Diablo 4 on Twitch. Okay, that's bad. Really bad. So can't get any lower. You're absolutely right, buddy. Okay, them to go much lower outside of just going maintenance mode. I look forward to the campfire chats to hear what the update is. Have they even announced the first one? Well, wow. It looks like I planned this. They have. Sorry, I'm not going to say your name because I don't know whether or not you want me to say it. They have. Adam just tweeted. We know. Okay. So let's just see. First week of October is the 2nd to the 6th, right? Just pulled up the calendar here. I'm doing this all on the go, guys. 2 to the 6th. I can't remember if they do the live streams on Tuesday or Thursday. So it's either going to be on the 3rd or the 5th. That'll be the first one. Then the second one will be either the 10th or the 12th. And that lines up perfectly for the Tuesday, October 17th launch of Season 2. So there you go. So yes, they have announced it. They announced it tonight. I will hold off on playing this season for a week or 2 until I see what they have delivered on. And recaps from yourself, DM, and such. Oh, thank you that you're putting me in the same category as DM. I am not worthy. I love DM. I watch all his content. He has different takes than myself, but he is 100% always on point. He's a great content creator, and obviously he's got a community 4 billion times my size. But thank you for even putting me in the same sentence. I'm a huge fan of DM. He's a great, I don't know him, but he looks like a great guy. He deserves all the success. Actually, I wish him 100 times more success. But thank you. I appreciate that you use me for your Diablo content. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Someone else in the comments said that they bet that people's jobs are on the line. Ooh, I wouldn't doubt that. Blizzard's quarterly starts on the 18th, I believe. So if the updates and patches are lackluster, they won't be able to report good MAUs, for D4. On a brand new title, investors and upper management wouldn't be happy about that. Okay, so yes, we've talked about how the seasons align with Activision Blizzard's financial reporting, and that is through quarterly reports. So every 3 months, like basically every company in the world, they have to, if you're a public company, you have to report your financial results, okay? And it's usually at the end of the 3rd month. So it's March, June, September, December, right? So October is the start of the last quarter of the year, which is referred to as the 4th quarter for those finance buffs that are listening. So yes, it is aligned with the financial results. So yes, how season 2 goes will impact Activision Blizzard's financial results that'll be reported on December 31st. Okay? So yes, it will. And as far as people getting fired, I don't ever want to get into this topic, to be quite honest with you. I create content, and I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but I do not feel comfortable having an opinion on people getting fired. We're talking about people's livelihood. These people have families. They have to put food on the table for their families, obviously, because they're working. Of course, I'm sure they love what they do, but we all, however much it influences you, we all work for money. So I kind of want to stay away from that topic. The only thing I want to say is, whenever you're working for an organization, especially a billion-dollar organization, and you're part of a team that is developing a game, of course, you're going to be assessed based on the performance of the game. So now, whether that is severe or not, I don't know. And I'm not inside Activision Blizzard. Considering how long it took the devs to make previous relatively simple changes and then not wanting to overwork their staff, I find it hard to believe they have 4 hours worth of news. We find it hard to believe too, and this is the foundation of part 1 of this video, and that is, when he made that tweet, regardless of whether you believe there's more content or there's not, it's just they're going to stretch it out with what they already announced. He put a line in the sand, and it sets us up for either bust or boom, like the thumbnail on that video. It's going to be a bust, and it's going to be an explosion. That bomb that was in my hand, you know, the fake one, that's minuscule to what it's going to really end up being, because the player base is already gone, pissed off. Yeah, a lot of people are looking back. Okay, are they going to fix it for real this time? Should I go back? You know, and some have completely turned around and they're never coming back, right? So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully they do have lots of great news, but I'm not holding my breath. You know what? I hope they have great news, because I want to talk about this game for years. And I want to play it. I think it's going to be really good, because it's most likely that people's jobs are on the line. Oh, another jobs comment. Prior to the preseason nerf, D4 was on the road to become Blizzard's new flagship title. People were gradually happy with the game and were optimistic about its future until the preseason patch. Yeah, they effed it up large. Now, Blizzard has a history, right? All their games, basically. You know, but even within their Diablo franchise, like what they did with Diablo 3, right? It took them forever. They screwed it up with something, and then they fixed it. And then, you know, it took them a long time to get to where D3 is today. The problem is things are so tight right now with social media. Guys like me talking about it. I'm not the only one. Twitter, Reddit, it's just nonstop bombardment. And let's face it, guys, gamers have a really short leash. We do. We have a short leash. We know right away whether a game is going to suit us or not, and how much we're willing to tolerate it getting fixed, right? So, yeah, only time will tell. Hopefully, I'm optimistic, and hopefully it's good. We already know how this goes. They'll be doing the bare minimum to keep people on the hook. They're not going to blow anything out of the water. And there's someone else liked that comment. Yeah. Look, that's something I didn't talk about on part 1. Like, I gave 2 options. They're either going to blow it out of the water and give us so much new content, or they're just going to stretch it out. But this person raises a valid point. There is an in between, and I didn't talk about it in the video. There is an in between. They could stretch it out, add a little, and this goes back to my carrot methodology back 7 videos ago. You know, maybe they'll sprinkle a little new stuff just to say, hey, we added a little bit more than what we originally announced, but not earth-shattering stuff. So great point. There is also a middle way scenario, in this that I didn't mention in my video. So yes. Okay, you'll notice that they mentioned changes to critical strike damage. Yes. I'm sure they aren't happy that 2 builds in the game can defeat Uber Lilith extremely quickly while all the rest struggle. The cat is already out of the bag with the huge class build imbalances, and this will likely be their fix, nerfing or capping critical strike. While they've already said that overpower, crit, and vulnerable are they're doing they're basically realigning all the damage skills, okay, all the attributes, whatever you want to call them, okay. They've already said that. That's happening in season 2. Blizzard can't really balance the classes at this point, or they'll have a second shitstorm on their hands. As any corporation, money is the driving factor, and Activision Blizzard instead on meeting their release date for Diablo 4 and released half a game. Okay, yes, guys, you know, you can't blame a public company for wanting to make money. Okay, I don't understand that rationale. Like, I understand what this guy's saying, but I don't know why we as gamers say that. They're a company. Of course, their job is to make money. Now, like I've stated before, I disagree with how sometimes they go about it. So if you're saying that, then I agree with you. But yes, they need to make money, or else they're not making games, guys. And if they're not making games, we have nothing to play. So look at it from that standpoint, okay? So the other thing about your comment about Activision, you know, they released the game early and it wasn't finished. Yes, the game wasn't finished. Agreed. But they didn't rush, man. They took a long time to create the Diablo 4. A long time. Okay? A long time. So this wasn't a game that was rushed. Was it 9 years? 6 years? How long? I forget now. Sorry. My age is starting to show. But this wasn't, oh crap, you know, they did it in 1 year. And they delayed it, actually, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure I read that. And guys, correct me in the comment section when I post this video if I'm wrong about that. But Diablo 4 was delayed. And it took many, many, many years. 6, 9 years, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, guys, time will tell. All right. I just wanted to share that post. And I wanted to read a couple of the videos, a couple of the comments from my video, because you guys have been outstanding. The amount of feedback and comments I'm getting on my Diablo 4 content is off the charts. And the views are you know, for my channel, they're amazing. For a normal channel and a big channel, this is a drop in the bucket, right? But anyway, for me, thank you, thank you, thank you. I have certain goals that I want to achieve on this channel, and you guys are helping me achieve those goals. So thank you so much. Anyway, these are the comments, guys. That'll do it. Like I said, I want to be your go-to person for Diablo 4 content. So I want to be quick on the trigger when anything new happens. So Adam Fletcher did this tweet tonight at 8:23 p.m. and I'm recording the video tonight. It'll be out. Well, when you see this, it'll be Friday. So hopefully I'll be the first one out to announce it. But I just wanted to get this out there, keep you guys informed. If you haven't seen it, and this is the first time you're hearing about it, let me know your thoughts, Your comments in the comment section would greatly be appreciated. And if you could find it in your heart to subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it. We've gotten a ton of subscribers over the last 45 days. Actually, the last 2 months and this month as well, by the time it finishes, has been my best 3 months. And this YouTube channel of mine is not 3 months old, 3.5 months old. So just thank you guys. I really appreciate it. So if you could subscribe to stay informed with Diablo 4, and I got a lot of other content that I also produce on the channel. We have today I released a what's new on the horizon, which basically is my list of games that are coming in the future that I think you should keep an eye out. I have a Path of Exile playlist. I have like a video game industry playlist where I kind of go over like the industry, the business side of it. I talked about AAA games versus indie games. So my point is, I would love it if you could subscribe and continue to support my channel. I would greatly appreciate it because it encourages me to create more content. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I really do appreciate it. And as always, hopefully, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.